Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to my channel. It's Jimena here, Master Mindset and Abundance Coach. And today I want to talk to you about how to tap into the energy of abundance. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the bell for future notifications, share this video with someone, share the love, spread the love. And also you can always find me at Glowlistica on Instagram, where I have these conversations basically every single day. There is also a free 3-day money mindset training that I did, and you can watch now. The replay is absolutely free. There's tons of value in there, so I highly encourage you to continue the journey with this free 3-day workshop, and you can find the link in Instagram or head over to my website at glowlistica.com. All right, let's get started. Let's talk about abundance. First of all, we have to define what abundance means for us. And it is okay if it's different from you than what it is from myself and everyone else around you. This is your personal definition of abundance, and I'm going to share mine with you, but feel free to start asking yourself the questions. What does abundance mean to me? What does making money mean to me, and why is that important? Why do I want more money? Why is money important in my life? And start getting clear on what that means. You see, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs who are constantly telling themselves that they just want more money because they want freedom. And they keep telling themselves that they cannot have the freedom until they make more money. So what happens with that is that you're essentially never going to be free, because you're going to be constantly chasing more. So it is super important to define for yourself what freedom means, what success means to you, what abundance means. And I'm going to share what it means to me. So to me, abundance is overflow. Okay, I see it as flow, but when it comes to abundance, it means that you have more than enough. And it's not just in terms of money, it's about everything else in life. It's around everything else. When we look at nature, nature is abundant, and we are one with nature. Nature is always a great example that there's more than enough. When you look at the trees during the fall season and they're losing their leaves, you don't see the trees crying because they're losing their leaves. They know that more leaves are going to come back. And that's how I see abundance. I see it as this unlimited resource that we all have access to because we're one with the universe, and it is a beautiful state of flow and overflow. Now, when it comes to your personal abundance, when you deep down feel enough, when you feel good enough, when you feel that you're worthy, when you're happy with yourself, even though you're constantly growing and learning, and you allow yourself to be almost perfect but at the same time a work in progress, that's when the overflow can happen, because your cup is full, because you are fulfilled, and because you feel good enough. So that has no choice but to overflow to others and every other area of your life. So that's how I like to see it. So how can we start living a more abundant life? Well, we have to remember that abundance is not something that we acquire, but it is something that we tap into. So what is the energy that you are vibrating at? Now, a very basic foundation is that everything is energy. We are all energy. Everything is made up of energy. So your feelings have a vibration. Okay, and if you're familiar with the law of attraction, like attracts like. So when we are vibrating at a certain state, we are becoming a match for that. Now, your thoughts create this vibration as well. Your thoughts hold that vibration. Now, it is almost impossible to focus on every single thought that we have, but when we think about how we're feeling and you start tapping more into your feelings, it is easier to allow yourself to see what you are vibrating at. Now, this little chart over here that I'm going to share with you, that was discovered by Dr. Hawkins, who was a physicist, and he was studying vibration. And this is what he came up with. So every single emotion has a vibration. If you look at shame, for example, the vibration is only 20. But if you look at joy, we're looking at 540. So the goal here is not that you're constantly thinking positive and feeling positive emotions all day long, because it is exhausting and it is almost impossible. There's also wisdom in those low vibe emotions because they give you answers. When you start questioning those emotions and how you're feeling and why you're feeling that way, it is going to lead you places that you need to discover. It is going to open doors that maybe you closed down for so long. And that's where the inner healing and your inner journey begins, and is when we start to question those low vibe emotions. So I don't want you to think that you have to think positive all day long, and I know that sometimes that happens with the law of attraction, that we feel almost forced and that we feel that we need to be positive all day long, but that's just not realistic and possible. What's more important than that is your beliefs, the beliefs that you have around money, your subconscious beliefs, because these are almost invisible blocks that get in your own way. And these are things that can cause you to sabotage as well. So when you're thinking about tapping into that energy, like I said, start by questioning those low vibe emotions. Why are you feeling this way? What is the belief that you have behind this feeling? I'm gonna give you an example. In my business recently, I had this fear of just being very specific with my audience. I had this fear of niching down. And I knew I had to do it, but it was just really hard for me to do. So it wasn't until I started to question these emotions and these feelings that I was able to realize that the subconscious limiting belief that I had, specifically around money, was that if I niche down, nobody was going to buy from me. Now, that is not true. That is not the case. There's so much power when we niche down. That is almost the opposite of nobody buying from you, because when you are very specific with your audience in your business, that opens up possibilities for you. It is easier for you to become an expert in your area. It is easier for you to master what you do, and people are going to know you for that and what you do. So you see, if I hadn't questioned the fear, I wouldn't have known what was holding me back, that subconscious limiting belief. And the goal is always to discover that subconscious belief so you can reprogram it, so you can shift your vibration around it. So once I realized that that was the limiting belief behind it, I was able to reprogram it. And once I did that, I was able to then step into a more powerful energy of joy, and I started to do things that bring me joy through the niching down process. I started to enjoy just talking to my audience and creating content for them, creating content that was meaningful. I connected with them and I added joy into the equation so that also my vibration could be higher. So that was almost like a win-win. And that translated into a very big successful launch for myself when I launched a program, because I was able to niche down. I was very specific, and then I focused on adding joy and tons of value to the people that I was serving. So you see, there's always wisdom in those negative emotions. So I want you to go ahead and ask yourself, how do you feel right now? What is the emotion that's going through your body? How are you feeling? And if you're feeling joy and excitement and happiness, amazing. What are you doing that is making you feel that way? On the flip side, if you're feeling a lot of scarcity, fear, anxiety, depression, start questioning those emotions, because those emotions are valid and beautiful as well. They give you so much wisdom. And try to uncover the limiting belief or the limiting thought or the limiting story that you're telling yourself, and start questioning that. Where did this come from? Where was the first event where you encountered this belief? Because it's a belief that means that you have repeated it long enough that you believe it to be true. But as you know now, your brain has the power to change and the ability to change. So you can reprogram those beliefs by focusing on the other thing, by looking at this from another perspective, by taking a lesson from what you are going through. Because behind every situation, even when we are going through really tough situations, I know that it is very hard to see it in the moment, but there's always a lesson for us in there. Remember that life is happening for you. So just to give you a little quick recap, in order to tap into the energy of abundance, you have to get very clear and specific onto what does that mean to you? What does abundance mean to you? What does success and freedom mean to you? Because a lot of the times we just use terms and words like, I just want more financial freedom. What does that mean? What would that give you? What would happen if you had that? And start tapping into your own feelings so you can understand what's going on deep inside of you, so you can understand better what's going through your mind and your subconscious beliefs, so you can change your vibration accordingly, so you can go from low vibration emotions to high vibration emotions without forcing positive thinking or doing or suppressing the emotions or doing things that are going to cause more harm in the long run. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to again subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed to it. You can also follow me on Instagram at Glolistica for more tips and to continue this conversation. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye.